Well, the company's name is Peak. The main focus on the company is, with our clients, is Special Operations Forces, the military. And our main focus with them is dealing with the mountaineering side and dealing with altitude. I spent 27 years in the Air Force, and I was in Afghanistan 19 days after 9/11. And coming from sea level and having to work up at the altitude, it causes a lot of issues because we weren't acclimatized. So that's where the focus is with the company, but it's also changed a bit from there. We also do swiftwater rescue. We do pack animal stuff, rock climbing, ice climbing, skiing, snowmobiling, ATVs, but most of it is doing with the mountainous terrain. That was kind of a tough one. It kind of grew as I developed it. I started the company in 2005 on paper. That's when I retired from the military. And then in 2006, we started really getting things going. And what I saw in Montana, especially southwest Montana, was a lot of similar terrain that we saw in Afghanistan when I was over there. And it looked like Butte's unique. Within 45 minutes, we can do all this type of training, from shooting to ATVs to parachuting, and it's all dealing in the mountainous terrain at altitude. And that's what's helped sell the program. But every trip, it always changes a little bit. But the main thing that really sells the program is just the terrain that we have in southwest Montana, and it's a huge draw for the military. Well, the first thing is I had no idea how to do that. I was used to being on the other end where someone would set up a trip and we went somewhere and did it. And then I had to refocus on how do I promote and advertise and get this out. But the biggest challenge was how do you set up for government contracting? Working through the SAM system, getting your DUNS number, and working through that process, and then proposal writing, and then searching for solicitations. I had no idea how to do that. Then the next big hurdle we had was working through the GSA contract and getting a GSA contract. So those things were hurdles, and that's where PTAC helped me out quite a bit, trying to get through that. And so it took a while, 6-8 months, trying to get that all established and figured out before we could actually go out and start getting clients. Another big problem I had was, where do I look for solicitations, and where do I find solicitations that meet us and what we provide? And PTAC has helped me out quite a bit with that by giving them keywords for searches for contracts. And then from those keywords, now I just get one email a day with these opportunities that are listed that fits our business model, instead of spending an hour to hour and a half searching the FBO, FidBiz Ops, all these other areas where government contracts are listed. I found out from PTAT through a friend of mine, and from there I started going to some of these seminars that they had and met the folks here in Butte, and went to the seminars, and they had a lot of guest speakers that dealt with government contracting and knew the ins and outs and how that works, especially when you're dealing with the FAR, and then how do you get paid through the worldwide area workflow. So those seminars helped me out a lot, figuring all that stuff out and get me off the ground. Without that, it would have been a long struggle. But they have some great seminars and great guest speakers that provide a lot of information. And then you have a point of contact. You establish that, and you have someone to talk to. Yeah, it helped out a lot. I mean, again, I was on the other side before. Now I'm a contractor having to set it up. It saved a lot of time. And the proposal writing, I had no idea how that process worked, and working statements of work and writing proposals. And they gave me a lot of hints and clues and helped me out to develop a proposal that was going to be looked at. It kind of fast tracks you into the government contracting world by making sure that to get in the government contracting where there's so many hoops and hurdles you have to go through to get established so you are approved a vendor to get contracts. And working with them helped me, it streamlined it and it sped the process up so I could start getting to work and getting contracts.